Hello, everybody. I'm glad nobody heard me diss Jazzercise in the intermission. There, I am CJitsallGewd, and I'm joined today by the Banjo-Tooie host, game with the most. I miss CJ. Hi, I'm right here. Oh, you missed me. Thank you, Shuli. I appreciate that. And just want to let everybody know we have an incentive for this run, Ama. We do. It's to do 8-star, which is a category of our own theory crafting, which is 1 star and then Lethal Lava Land. Because the people want to hear it. So, Amma, talk to us a little bit about what you're going today. I'm going to go check up on that incentive and how we're doing.
Sounds good. So I'm Amahumahaba. I'm going to be running Banjo-Tooie any percent no bit clips, which is a fairly new or newly adopted category, which is kind of like a legacy any percent. So avoiding doing bit clips, which is a pretty precise trick that not a lot of people want to do all the time. So they brought in this new category, and I started running it as soon as they put it on speedrun.com. I would say I'm probably still maybe a little past beginner, but it's still kind of beginner stage. So not doing every top strat, but I wanted to kind of show off this game because it's a really cool game to speedrun and should be pretty fun.
Okay, Grace said she didn't touch anything, but we're interrupted by Swan's Amma. Man, you're one of the names I always get wrong. But why don't you count us down, lest we are interrupted by more birds of opportunity?
Sounds good. So time starts when I press the A button on this menu, and technically it's 3.77 seconds before that, but that can be assumed at the end of the run easily. So I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so what we're going to do here, I basically used a copied file that has a set RNG seed. So all the Jinjos in this game are in a very specific spot, and they use a set seed basically to make so it's actually possible to do the run. And so what I just did there, when I backflipped over that rock, I was actually skipping the cutscene where this Klungo fight would it would bring Klungo into the cave, and so that skips about 30 seconds. So you only have to talk to him once. So this is I mean, for anyone not familiar with Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, it's a 3D platformer that takes advantage of the fact that you have a bird on your back that can fly and it can run fast.
I have a lore question because I never played Tooie.
Yep.
Our homie was dead. Like, we didn't even bury him dead.
Yes. So in the intro cutscene, he gets killed.
Okay.
And they just kind of go, all right, that's what happened.
All right, and now we're fighting the cutscene guy from the first game.
Correct. And so there's a bit of RNG here where you can get one of 3 different Klungo fights. This red potion makes him go giant. It's probably the easiest fight, but higher end speedrunners tend to not like it because, as far as I understand, it's actually the slowest of the 3 fights. For me, it is the fastest one because I am not exceptional at the fights yet. And one thing you're going to see a lot is doing Talon Trot with Kazooie and jumping. So you enter max speed when you start a jump, is what I was told. And so you do that a lot just to constantly have max speed. And so what we're going to do here is the red Jinjo House backflip. which will let us skip a lot. So this gets us some notes early. And it's pretty precise. You have to be at the very height of the very top of this doorway, and then you have to ground pound at the right time.
Oh, there you go.
And so that gives us access to some notes before we would usually be able to get them. And now we're going to go talk to my favorite NPC, which is King Jingling.
I like how the Jinjos have this whole kingdom on the other side of the rock from where we live.
Right. Also, the first words he says are "yo sup" or "what's up," which is great.
What's the thing he's got on his lap?
It's a thing. It's definitely a thing.
It's his buddy. It's his. What the hell? Why would you?
So he unlocks Bottles' house for us, where we're gonna go talk to Bottles' children. Bottles is the mole that died at the beginning of the run. And Rare, in their typical dark humor fashion, do run jokes that we won't have to see. So a lot of what's happening with the text, there are some text boxes that are cancelable, and you do that by pressing R, L, and B at the same time. And so what a lot of speedrunners will do is they'll actually use a rubber band to hold down their L button, so they don't have to just randomly press it throughout the run. And so I'm actually using a controller that just has the L permanently enabled. And so this is Bottle's first kid, who is going to give us the zoom-in ability, which only gets used once in the run, I believe. And so now we are going to unlock the Wooded Hollow warp points, and there's warp points in pretty much all the major areas. So we're going to unlock that and then do a trick that will bring us to Plateau before we're supposed to get there. And it's another backflip that's like executed at basically peak height.
That's really cold, man. We tell them that their dad died, and then we're like, yeah, but teach us stuff.
Right, exactly.
What do I get for telling you about your dad?
So there's a lot of dialogue where they joke about like kind of tiptoeing around it, and they kind of make jokes in front of the kids and the wife, but it's not stuff they understand because they don't know. And so now we're going to do a trick called GGM early, and so by lining up on this area I can try to ground pound through that crack. It's pretty precise, and it can take several tries frequently. So we're going to get some speed shoes in Glitter Gulch Mine. This is probably my favorite stage that you see in this run. And now that we're here early, we're able to get a lot of Jinjos that we would otherwise not be... Jiggies that we would otherwise not be able to get. So we're going to start by going into Wumba's Wigwam. This is the character that transforms you into different animals and things.
She's an upgrade.
Right.
From Mumbo.
Hey, Mumbo's great.
Yeah, well, he don't look like that.
We'll see him, or sort of see him. So now we turn into a dynamite, a TNT plunger. I believe its name is Plunger. That's what they just call it. So now we're going to go as fast as we can to this room here. The fuel storage. I'm going to take a punch by this enemy because I need to be able to take 3 damage later for a quick exit. Just death warp back to the Wumba's Wigwam. So we're going to collect a few notes in this room. And then we're going to blow up this TNT. And what this will do is it'll allow us to... we actually warp to the final boss later using this. So it's using a trick called delayed cutscene warp. I could not explain that in depth, but basically we load a boss fight early and then exit it, and then when we walk through the door to this area, it'll put us at the boss fight. So a little awkward to control because he has like a mini jump before he actually jumps. And now I'm gonna do this to take some damage, and we're gonna go back to the wigwam. And so now we're gonna do a glitch where swimming is very slow, so we don't want to do that much. I'm gonna do a glitch that you can only do as the plunger. That will let us float up this waterfall. I'm going to press A and then B right after. And it's a pretty precise timing to get that. And it allows us to float up the waterfall and grab a jiggy that we otherwise couldn't get. It's a neat trick. And then we're going to go back to the wigwam. As you can see, it's kind of awkward to control the TNT plunger. So now we are done with that transformation. And we're going to exit the wigwam.
I miss plunger.
Plunger's great. I wish there was more. So now we're just going to do some note collecting. Try to do some efficient jumps. They're all pretty close to perfect, seemingly, so occasionally we'll miss one. Just collect some more notes. And so I just hit A like a frame too late there. So instead of jumping, I just did a flap. Now a lot of people won't collect the eggs that I'm about to collect, so we're going to start by talking to Jam Jars. If I remember the lore correctly, he is I want to say he is the brother.
Okay. Man, we just moved on to the brother, huh?
And so they just kind of are like, all right, here's another mole that teaches you tricks. But he's an army mole.
It was too morbid to have the children do it.
Right.
Doesn't he have some kind of gimmick where he charges you in this game?
Yes, so he does charge you notes. So you have to have a certain amount of notes to learn tricks. And the whole run is routed around that. So we're going to drill this rock. So now we can destroy rocks with the move we just learned. And that lets us unlock this area with a very quick jiggy. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through here, and then I'm going to get out of Talon Trot and quickly do a backflip, and beak bust into the ladder as many times as necessary before it catches. And we're going to grab this jiggy.
Oh, that was pretty good.
It usually doesn't go that well.
Well, you gotta be honest, it went pretty well there.
I'm happy with that. So now we have a weird one. So we get that jiggy, fall through the door, and we go into the power hut basement. The problem is the power hut basement is very dark, and I believe it's intended that you would use fire eggs to illuminate the area. So whatever you're seeing, I'm seeing it darker. So it's kind of awkward to navigate. Yeah, I figured I was going to fall. Okay, so now what I have to do is I have to basically use little differences in color of the darkness to see where I'm going. Because normally you would jump on those disabled lamps to jump over here, but you have to follow the planks if you fall off of them. Loses a little time, but nothing too crazy. I was prepared for that. Okay, so we're exiting Glitter Gulch Mine, and now we are going to learn the fire eggs, which would have been convenient a moment ago. Now these have two uses in this run. The first time we use them is going to be right now. We don't need to collect them. So anytime you anytime you learn a move, you get a fill up of the items that you would need. So now what we're going to do is we're going to shoot this with a fire egg. You can only do it at a certain height. So it's a little awkward, but that went pretty well. And so that will be the last time we use fire eggs until the boss fight. And now we're just going to come in here and collect a couple of notes, and then we're going to unlock grenade eggs. So now we have 3 different types of projectiles we can use. And these are all the ones we use for the main portion of the run. Now we are going back to Wooded Hollow. And this is where we're going to start to unlock stages. So the first one we're going to unlock is Mayhem Temple, where we have to go in here and we have to do a jigsaw puzzle. Oh, extra text. Don't worry about it. This game has a lot of cutscenes. Pretty much everywhere you go, there's a cutscene like this. And then in the middle of a lot of stages, some of the jiggies that you don't go for have like 2-3 minute cutscenes. It's pretty goofy. So we're gonna head over to the golden puzzle. And so what you do is you have to do a puzzle of the stage that you're unlocking. And so this is an area in Mayhem Temple. And they give you a nice little timer just to keep the tension going.
Kit in chat asking, why does it belch?
I might have missed that. Which one was it?
I don't know.
A lot of things do in this game. There's a lot of burp and fart sounds. Rare.
They did make conkers.
They did.
You know, they wanted to make giant poo in every game.
Yeah, they definitely were a fan. And so once again, we enter quite a cutscene. So this split is almost entirely cutscenes. And it's this is the next stage. So Mayhem Temple is going to be one of the longer stages. We only enter a few for this category. Now when I'm leaving here, there's going to be a weird exit path. You don't, like, path a perfect line to the door, because there are signs, and the first time you interact with a sign in the game, you get text boxes, so that can lose a couple of seconds. And now we go into Mayhem Temple, and we're going to start with a trick that has caused a lot of problems in the past, so I'm hoping it goes well.
Speaking of going well, we just got $4.99 from me. We're only $5 away from Lethal Lava Land, so
excellent.
If you want to see that, it's $5, the price of admission.
So we're gonna do Jade Snake Grove early. Okay, I messed it up the first time. So it's a pretty precise beak bomb that you have to do, where you have to hold upright on the thumbstick a little bit at a pretty specific distance, in a specific spot, at a specific angle. It's an interesting trick. That should work. Okay, so we're in. I've had some races where I took probably 10 attempts at that, so it's nice to see it in 2. Here we are going to learn the grip grab, which allows you to grab onto edges. Oh, I forgot to mention that. There is a chance that Jam Jars bonks against the thing and it loses like 6 seconds. And then, fun enough, we don't actually need the grip grab to get up there. You can just grab beak bust. Too many games have the same move, so I repeatedly call that ground pounding. And so, The Jinjos have there's several colored Jinjos. The white Jinjo, you only need to collect one, and that gives you a Jiggy. There are some other colors that we collect in the run. I believe orange needs 3, and they'll also give you a Jiggy as soon as you collect them. So now we are going to do a little bit of a sneaky strat here, where we're going to collect a Jiggy from a sleeping snake. This is the Jade Snake. And we're just going to jump and then peck at the Jiggy, and then shoot a grenade egg to die off the snake. This will bring us back to the start of Mayhem Temple, and now we just start to collect the collectibles in the main area. Alright, so we're gonna Beak Bomb over here, collect this Jinjo. That was really good. I don't usually get that cleanly. And then I'm going to attempt to Beak Bomb and collect this Jiggy up here. Okay, didn't get it. So I'm going to fly back down. Alright. So usually what would happen is you would Beak Bomb through that Jiggy, collect it, and then you would Beak Bomb straight down, and then you would collect these notes down here. So it loses a little time, but nothing crazy. The hitboxes on the notes are kind of tight, so occasionally we'll miss one and just have to kind of double back. And now we are going to learn yet another move. And so the egg aim gives us a reticle that allows us to zoom in and shoot eggs, and this is needed for a couple of strats. One coming up with the mosquito fight. I think it's mosquitoes. The flies. Just collecting every note we see on the way, and now we're going to fly back up here and try to collect this treble clef, which is worth 20 notes. But we're going to collect it in a Beak Bomb so as to save some time. Going into regular eggs because we don't want to waste grenade eggs on the mosquitoes. So that piece of honeycomb that just dropped that has an exclamation point on it will open up a dialogue, so we're going to avoid that. Normally I would not look this direction, but I don't want to hit it. But it does introduce some lag, but it loses a lot of time to hit it. And then we're just going to come down here, and I'll blow up this door. And we are entering the prison compound. So this is where top runners will see potentially a good amount of their time loss in our run. It's not an area I'm too concerned about because it really only loses maybe 10-15 seconds if it doesn't go well. There is RNG here. Oh, messed up a little bit. And so the RNG is going to be on what code sequence we have to use to enter the prison cell. So by falling in this mud, we get spit back over here by the monster that lurks in that mud. And now we have to enter the key combination, the possible codes. So there's 3 possible codes. The first one is sun, moon, star, moon, sun. And we got a first try code, so that's great. And then we're going to jump over here to skip a talking cutscene. And drill this boulder away to allow Dilberta to go back to the prospector's hut.
What did you call her?
Dilberta.
Oh, okay.
That is the pet / friend of the prospector.
Oh, alright. How do you like Tooie compared to Kazooie?
Personally, I think it's a much better game to casually play. It's super fun. There's so much more to do, but you have to. I think if you're gonna play it, going into it not expecting to do everything is good because there's just so much in this game. There's a ton of backtracking, but there's also just a lot of cool new stuff. I really like that they added more eggs and a lot more unique moves. And the stages are just really cool. That being said, I do think as a whole experience, I think Banjo-Kazooie is a pretty perfect game.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The only thing I would say is that Banjo-Tooie did get rid of the thing where if you die in a stage, you don't lose your note count, which is huge. So you can die in a speed run and you don't lose the run. Alright, so now we are going to warp back to Jiggy Wiggy's temple. That is going to allow us to do a couple of new puzzles. So we have to do the Glitter Gulch Mine puzzle even though we don't need it. You just have to do all the puzzles consecutively. So we're going to try to do that. Now the dropping pieces can be kind of awkward because like it doesn't necessarily line up where you would expect it to. You know, you might be hovering over where you think you're going to drop the piece, but it's actually slightly off. But for me, that was a pretty good puzzle. I'm usually pretty happy with anything faster than 80.
Just a quick reminder, we're only $5 away from Lethal Lava Land, people. This is the thing you paid to see last year. We're giving it to you again. Are you not entertained?
And it's basically 10% of the price, because I think we got 50 last year.
I know! I know!
What a steal.
Hey, listen, we got 150 for it this year, but we're only $5 away.
Oh, there we go, so...
Yeah, people are close. And we're also, not to mention, we're also $80 away from our goal on day 4, the first day of weekend 2, which is crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It could happen during this run, people. It could happen during this run right now. So get those donations, and I believe in y'all.
Now we're going to start another puzzle, so we're going to do the Witchy World puzzle now. And this will unlock the next stage that we're going to go to. And what's going to happen is when it shows the stage starting to appear, I'm actually going to reset the console because that saves some time. You can actually do it slightly beforehand, but I don't. I'm not going to try to save a couple seconds to potentially lose 10 minutes. And as a note to the 8-star, when I initially wrote that, I didn't know that there is something that some people do refer to as 8-star already. Oh,
That's very fair. But we're going to get our 8-star, Alma's 8-star, because Kit just donated $5. My computer said Lethal Lava Land was too hot. I said it's what the people crave. Let's make it happen. When you're hot, you're hot. All right, we're going to be doing that after this run. So that's going to be exciting. Let's go, Kit.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
That should be fun. But
yeah,
it's
going to be great.
I wrote that, and I didn't realize that there was something already that isn't an official category that people do call 8-star, so someone here might just be massively disappointed. Apologies if you are.
We're calling it Alma's 8-star now, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
It's the 8-star that the SDAT audience wants to see.
Oh, I guess I must have missed the... What happened there? Oh no, we're good. Okay. The names of the areas are still kind of goofy to me. So I did wait quite a bit extra during that cutscene. I really didn't need to, but I don't know where the exact trigger is that saves the game. So I figured we'll play it safe. So we're in Witchy World. This is a kind of like fairgrounds that is, I guess, in theory, ran by Grunty. And now we are going to do this strength game where we use 3 different powerful moves and hit the bell. It is just called, well, it's something of strength. I don't remember what it actually is. Alright, and so that's our first Jiggy here. There's a lot of kind of pathing note to note in this stage rather than a lot of major objectives. But we are going to collect a couple notes here and then enter the next themed area, which is kind of like an inferno area. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to climb up this very long ladder into space. Figured I'd let people enjoy that audio. So now we're going to jump across this gap, and ooh, that's not good. Okay, I'm just going to ground pound here. Okay, so normally what would happen is I would catch the ledge, collect the Jiggy that's up there, and then we would fall down into the notes. But we're going to climb up this ladder again. We're going to take the climb of shame. And so I jumped a little bit late, so I lost some height. But we're going to do this again, or actually early, sorry. Okay. Grip grab coming in handy. Okay. And we're back on our way. Those guys are basically trained snipers. So we're going to climb up this rope, which is very awkward if you're not at the perfect angle. And then collect our last yellow Jinjo, which is going to give us a Jiggy. And now we're going to the space area. And so in the space area, we're going to collect 2 sets of 5 notes. And then I'm going to shoot a grenade egg at a switch that you can't really see on the screen. But trust me, it is here. And so now once the scene loads, I'm going to reset the console. And in typical Banjo-Tooie fashion, getting back into the game does take quite a little while, so we're skipping a lot of cutscene by doing this. Alright, and now we are back at the beginning where we're going to jump into the silo and warp back to Wooded Hollow so we can do another puzzle. So this puzzle is going to unlock the last stage that we need to unlock, which is Jolly Roger Lagoon. Alright, this one gives me some trouble sometimes, so we'll see how this goes. What I usually try to do is I'll watch one of the notes as it's leaving the board, and that's just the first one I'll use, because sometimes the colors are close enough that it can be pretty tough to decide which spot one of them's going to go in. That went pretty well. So now we're going to enter another nice long stage opening cutscene that we are going to reset as soon as it shows the area that the stage is in. I do love the idea that there's just this wizard with a crystal laser that fires at doors to open levels for you. And that is the last reset of the run. Okay, once again, back at Jinjo Village. We're going to use the silo to go to Plateau. This one I tend to mess up a lot, so I like to remind myself as I'm going to it. So here we're going to collect a couple more notes, just so that we have enough for the final move that we need to unlock. And then we're going to use... Oh, hold up. We gotta make a slight detour. This is actually the first time I've made that mistake. This will only take a moment. So I actually need to go back to Witchy World. Because I missed a move, which is the split-up move. So we're just going to take the same path as before, except this time we're going to go up the side of the tent. Or around the side of the tent, sorry. Okay, so I've just learned the move Split Up, which is going to allow us to do the next part of the run. I don't have another thing. Okay. Alright, so I was told they wanted Scuffed, so I brought a little bit of it. Alright, so we're just going to make our way back out of here. And improvise.
The best evolution is indeed Kecleon, I agree.
That is now a fact.
Yep. Established by SDAT, yes. So tomorrow, I'm going to plug this really quick. There's going to be a reward. If you donate $5 during the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe run, I will send you a Pokemon card from my personal collection.
There we go.
Signed by me. Which, again, very vain, but gotta say, I keep saying that. I feel like we're going to make money with it, so...
Yeah, that's going to do work.
I think so, I think so.
So we just used the split
The
up.
bird is out of the bag? Yeah, I didn't know you could do that.
It's pretty cool. It's one of the things I really like about this game. The split up ability is really neat, so there's a lot of areas and stages where you have to go as one or the other character, because they also learn their own unique moves, which I think is really cool. So I'm going to check my egg count. So I try to have as many blue eggs as possible, because they're very useful for the final boss. So I'm just gonna waste a couple seconds here. Only because, like I said, I'm still fairly new to the game. I've only done 20 or so runs. So we do a little bit of a safety strat there. Now what's going to happen in Jolly Roger Lagoon is we're going to jump in the water here and we're going to do some swimming. And I'm going to do what's called, I believe they call it super swimming or fast swimming. So I'm holding A and I'm releasing B for probably like 1/10 of a second each time that I make a swim. And this lets you swim quite a lot faster. I believe it saves like 3 seconds across this whole thing. Now we're going to do octopus swim, so I'm going to try to dodge these tentacles, even though it's not necessarily where you would expect the hitboxes to be. And because I was doing the fast swimming, taking a hit here should be fine. I actually learned this strat in the middle of a race, because the commentator was explaining it before I got to this area. So usually, you would make it here with no air bubbles left, and then you'd very likely die. If you took a hit, like I did. So now we're going to ground pound up here, and we're going to learn another move, which is the, I believe it's called the Talon Torpedo? Yes. And so that'll let us use Kazooie as almost like a missile underwater. And then we're just going to exit Jolly Roger Lagoon. It's a pretty quick stage. So now I'm going to do a weird movement here because I'm going to try not to talk to this sign. Because that's just wasted text boxes. And we are going to go back to Pine Grove, where we're going to get ready for the second Klungo fight, which will have one of the 2 other fight variants that we did not have before. Which is also kind of weird, because it means that your sum of best isn't really accurate during the speedrun, because it doesn't take into account which fight you've already done. So we're going to blow up that rock. And then we're going to swim into the fight area. And this is what the fast swimming looks like when you're not zoomed in.
I feel like you haven't done enough to come nearly close to finishing this game, but I see that we're running toward the end of the game here.
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, we're barreling.
Basically, we're getting the bare minimum needed to actually complete the boss fight, but not get to the boss fight because we actually warp to it. Alright, so this is my least favorite of the 3 fights, because you have to deal with hitting which one of them is the correct Klungo, which you can tell. One of them is a little bit more saturated, but there's more of them each time, so I'm just going to play it safe. A higher tier strat would be to wait towards the door and then shoot it with an egg, but I don't want to risk hitting the wrong one. Alright. Also, during the first Klungo fight, he talks about how he's going to go back so that Grunty can beat him. And then you'll see in this fight that he has purple eyes. Which I did not notice until I started speedrunning. Okay, so we're gonna collect some notes. And this is going to buy the last ability, which is Clockwork Kazooie eggs. And then this isn't wholly necessary, but I'm going to shoot a Clockwork Kazooie egg here just to get rid of the first text box. And we're going to save and quit. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to start the delayed cutscene warp. So I'm going to go into the boss playback mode where you can play bosses you've fought before on the cartridge. And we're just going to load into the final boss fight. And so I'll explain it a little bit while we're going through the text here, because I'm probably not going to want to be too talky during it, because there's a high chance that you can fail and just lose a ton of time mid-fight. So basically the idea is that between phases, we're going to shoot Grunty with fire eggs, because they do a little bit more damage. And then the goal is to eventually get to the point where the back of this drill opens up and you can run Clockwork Kazooie eggs in there, which are also basically remote explosives. And so we need to get 2 in there to blow it up and then enter the final stage where we just shoot her out of the top of the Hag 1 drill.
Not the Hag 1. I like how witches build a machine.
Right. It's kind of just the opposite of what you'd expect them to have. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to exit, and that's what helped. So exiting this boss fight sets up the delayed cutscene warp, which I'll explain in a moment. So the delayed cutscene warp was something we started when we opened the door in Glitter Gulch Mine, and it brought the package in. And then when I hit the switch at the end of Witchy World, it moved it to a different area. And so now what's going to happen is we're going to go back to Glitter Gulch Mine where we originally started that cutscene. And it's just going to warp us right into the actual boss fight rather than the replay boss fight. It's pretty weird. Whoever figured that out, it's insanely cool. Just a wild trick. And we're going to use the speed shoes to get there faster. So what we should see here is a cutscene's going to start, and then it's going to put me right in the boss fight. Just like that. And now this part is, it's a bit tense, so I'm gonna focus a little more on the fight. But yeah, basically just doing damage with eggs. There are faster strats where you can cycle through grenade eggs and fire eggs and regular eggs to do 1 cycle for each phase. But we're gonna do, I believe they're called 2 cycle, where Grunty gets an attack in on me that I have to dodge. So we're just going to go around and collect some eggs, check the egg count, basically have all of everything. Now I want to be not in Talon Trot, because if I'm in Talon Trot, what's going to happen is when we get into these phases, I'll be facing the opposite direction that I want, which is pretty rough. So I didn't change my eggs yet, so I'm just going to hit her with 10 blue eggs, and then I'm going to switch to fire eggs. And so we're going to have a few phases that are pretty much the same. And I just have to dodge the lasers, because we don't have a lot of extra health to work with here. And I'm just trying to stay away from the very front of the drill, because it's harder to shoot from there. Now the controls for this are incredibly cursed. So now the cannons are going to come out, the mortar cannons. And so I'm actually going to backflip up onto the drill so that I don't get hit by any of them. And we're just going to wait for 4 shots. I'm going to try to get a honeycomb. Just to kind of get an up on leg, because I don't want to die during this fight. We're gonna get close to the cannon because now there's gonna be 2 mortar cannons that are gonna fire 6 shots. So I'm also gonna jump up on the drill again. Get ready for another phase of shooting. Now the exhaust vent is going to open. Which is what we're waiting for, because we want to shoot some Clockwork Kazooie eggs in there to blow up the 2 batteries, I believe they are. So what's going to happen is the drill is going to spin twice, and it's going to track us. So we're going to get right out front so it sees us early. And it's going to do a 360-degree spin, and then once it spins again, we're going to start setting up for the positioning that you want so that you can get a Clockwork Kazooie egg properly on time. So basically, I just want to be close to this exhaust port at all times, but on the side so that I can have an easier time shooting. Now he's going to cycle the Clockwork eggs. And the gas turns off. So we're going to fire the Clockwork egg in. And we're just going to remotely blow up one of these batteries. Now, learning this boss fight is interesting because you can't really save state it. There is a good practice ROM, but you can't save state this fight. I do want to get that honeycomb. So you basically have to do the whole fight from scratch over and over again each time that you want to try to get slightly better at a certain part. And I'm just going to stay on blue eggs because that's what it leaves you on each time that you exit the drill. So this is where we want to be looking for. So I'm going to have to fire a Clockwork egg directly over the laser, which is kind of a pain. But the area I'm located should make it fairly simple. It's very easy to accidentally blow up on these lasers. And now we enter the kind of final phase, where we're just going to fire blue eggs as fast as we can. And the controls are a little wonky for this. Like up and down is forward and back, and left and right is turn, and the C buttons do the opposite ones. So we're just gonna try to do this all stationary. And now she's going to send out her minion, which hopefully will not find its way to me before I can clear the next 15 shots. Okay. And now, the cyanide and mustard gas flavored gas is going to be released. And we're going to do the same thing. Alright, so now I just need to hit her once. Excellent, so that's time. And that was actually a gold boss fight. And everything blows up. So that is Banjo-Tooie, any percent, no bit clips. Oh yeah, and there are story elements to this, I believe. It's been a solid 20 years since I've played this game all the way through. But Bottles is just alive again.
Let's go. Bottles is alive.
So good news for any Bottles fans. Also, Klungo's just chilling. It's a pretty fun speedrun. It's pretty chill. There are a few tense parts where it's easy to lose a lot of time. But for the most part, it's a lot of movement optimization and learning a couple of like height-based tricks. But aside from that, it's pretty chill, easy to learn. It's a cool game. The other categories are really neat looking. They're just incredibly long categories. It'd be like so this one was the one that pulled my interest just because it was approachable. They should have more cutscenes. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say that's super cool.
Yeah, it's been a fun one to learn. The community is really cool. There are people that are really obsessed with learning stuff and figuring out crazy tricks for the game. This is a very approachable, kind of lower level speedrun for this game, so it's a nice introduction, and that's really what got me into it. And there's a lot of good people in that community. They have a speedrun Discord, and they're pretty much always around to answer questions, which is nice. And now we're just going to play Toss with Prenti's head.
Of course we are.
Because why not? But now it's jam jars instead of bottles.
Alright.
The Japanese version of this did do a different cutscene, I believe. It's a goofy one. And that is the end of Banjo-Tooie.
Interesting. That is sure interesting. Well, I have some news.
Oh.
We are still 1 cent away from that incentive.
Oh.
We're at $6.99.
Well,
$69.99 out of $70 needed.
it'd be a shame if someone went and donated one penny.
Shame if somebody you know. Yeah, so it looks like the 2 donations that are sitting there, we had $5 from Kit. We had $5 of Kit, and that says, my computer said LLL was too hot. I said it's what the people crave. Let's make it happen. And CJ donating $4.99, saying, so close, eyes emoji. Alright everybody, we are back with Mario 64 for that 1-star plus Lethal Lava Land, plus potentially another Lethal Lava Land. Y'all know the rules. So, if we are ready to go, Ama, would you like to count yourself in?
Absolutely. Alright, we will start in 3, 2, 1, go.
It's me, Mario!
So, y'all got about, what do you think, this will take like 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
It's usually around 15 minutes.
Alright, you guys heard the guy. If you can get us 15, or you have 15 minutes to get $50 more, and we'll do Lethal Lava Land again.
That's what we do. Alright, so a little bit of context. When I was filling out stuff, I was kind of putting in something goofy, and I just wrote 8-star into the submission, and it didn't really know what it was. And so I determined it was going to be 1 star with Lethal Lava Land, because we liked it last time. So, here we go. We'll start with Blackadoo Skip. Is the audio a bit loud?
Oh yeah, the audio is really loud.
Okay, I'll fix that between things. So we're gonna do LBLJ to go to Dark World early. I might have lost too much speed there. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Couple tries. So basically the idea of this trick is you gotta get stuck in this pillar and do backwards long jumps until you have enough speed to break out and pass through the door. Should work. Okay. Okay, so now we're entering Dark World, which is a cycle-based stage, and I'm going to lose a little time intentionally so that I can make this jump dive here. And we're not going to collect any red coins, because we don't need 8 stars yet. We need 8 stars after this stage. Gonna get some dusty rollouts to lose a little speed. Lost a little too much speed. We're going to enter the Bowser fight. So normally, I would use a different controller, but I haven't been running Mario a lot, so I'm just going to throw on the controller I'm running. And so where this differs from the 8-star that other people know about, that I found out about the day after I came up with this, is they collect the 8 stars before doing the Bowser stage, but I'm going to do them afterwards. So now that we're done in Bowser in the Dark World, we're going to head over to the basement, where everybody's favorite stage is Lethal Lava Land. That's correct, Sai. It is 0 star, or 1 star after lobby. And we are going to head into Lethal Lava Land. So the first star we have to do here, or that I'm going to do, is side hop. And the reason for that is that we don't have the wing cap, which you would normally have. So now we're just going to try to do this without the wing cap. Oh, it's a little goofy. So it's a lot easier if you don't screw up the first part I just did. It's a pretty tight wall kick, so it's nice to get it without getting a death. We're just going to continue to do the rest of the stars in the stage just like you would do them in normal 120 star. So we're going to go for the 8 red coin slider puzzle. A nice simple star to get out of the way early. It's usually the star everyone does first. In this particular scenario, I do side hop first because you need to time the first kick that you do, and it's a lot easier to do out of a text box. So now we're going to go to the bullies. These are 2 of my probably two of my least fortunate stars in the game. But that went pretty smoothly. Getting those bullies to all group together is kind of awkward, so it's always nice when you can get that with 1 or 2 ground pounds. We're gonna get a lot of text boxes for telling us we can go into new doors and areas and stuff. But I'm playing on the Japanese version, so none of that information is getting relayed to me. Alright, so I'm going to try to not take any more damage, and then we're going to boil the big bully. Oh, that's not good.
Uh-oh.
Rip, 30 seconds. So normally you wouldn't have taken damage twice, but I got burned early, so here we are. I'm just going to play this a little safe so we can get out of Lethal Lava Land, so we can hopefully go back into it. That is a death I've never had happen.
Here we go!
Fortunately, all of the Lethal Lava Land stars are quite quick, so it's not really a big loss to have it happen. And now we are going to go for 100 coins and the Volcano Star. So we're going to start by taking the shell surfing tour around the lava. If you didn't know, turtle shells are immune to lava. So we want 27 coins after that puzzle. We just want to hit the bullies as little as possible. When done really well, this star is pretty sweet. It's a fun star too, because it's just a lot of shell surfing, which is really neat. And we want to make sure we have 80 coins before entering, otherwise there's a bit of backtracking to get a coin in here, because once you're in the volcano, you can't leave. So now the goal is just to get to the top of the volcano as fast as possible, while collecting every coin along the way. So we're going to get our 100 coin star, which is the only stars that don't put you at the levels, which will allow us to collect another star, which is very close to it conveniently.
Here we go!
And now we're going to do the last available star in the stage, which is going to be the elevator star in the volcano. Oh, I went for the movement for side hop there. It's pretty similar. Alright. So just going to take some burn damage to get up on the elevator. And we'll dive into the star. So that's the Lethal Lava Land segment of the run.
Let's go!
Maybe the first Lethal Lava Land segment of the run, unless there's another one.
There is, in fact, another one.
Oh,
We just got a $75 donation from Visuals saying, who are these Halo runners? They seem super cool and handsome. You guys should check out HaloRuns.com.
Shout out to Visuals.
Shout out to Visuals. Thank you so much for the $75. Just a reminder, Visuals is going to be in our next run doing Halo 3 4-player co-op with Mr. Sir, Dome, and Spilled OJ. And that means we're doing Lethal Lava Land again.
Excellent.
Also, that brings us to $3,001, hitting the initial goal of our marathon of $3,000.
That is awesome. Let's go.
And we still have 3 more days to go.
Wow. That's fantastic.
So thank you, everyone, so much. Congratulations for 3K. We did it, and now we're going to do it again. Just like this Lethal Lava Land.
I'm trying to figure out if it makes sense to do commentary over Lethal Lava Land again.
No, let's just enjoy this.
The interesting part here is that I do have to do side hop without the text box now. Alright, we're good.
Here we go!
Yes. So, when we have a moment, our next goal is $4,692. At that point, we will have reached, as Speed Ducks, $50,000 total raised for charitable organizations and reasons. There's a word I want here, and I don't remember what it was, but yes.
That's awesome. So the interesting part here is remembering the stars I did, because this is not a thing I usually do. And I actually think I already did this one. But it's quick. Alright, so now we're going to go into 100 coins again. We have to specifically select star 5 so that the box for the shell appears. Ooh, okay. Get to see a little bit of scuff this time around. So we're going to continue this star without the shell. Actually, it's probably just faster to go into the volcano.
Yes.
If it was later, I would not go into the volcano.
Here we go!
We're going to do a safer attempt at 100 coins, where we will not lose the shell. So these eyes are a little weird. You have to be turning, like, into them. Like, you have to be looking at the eyeball when it sees you, or else it won't follow you. Oh, we need that coin.
Hello, thank you, boys and beans, for the raid. Welcome in, raiders. We are currently in the middle of our Lethal Lava Land again. Of this Super Mario 64 8-star run, and by 8-star we mean it's just a normal 0 1-star run, plus Lethal Lava Land twice.
It's a real category.
It's a real category, we pinky promise.
So we are entering the tough part of this run. I don't think that's gonna work. No, okay. So this trick is pretty brutal. You have to BLJ off of this staircase, but it's a lot more precise than normal BLJ is. So this is where we could lose time. So you have to like shuffle against the stairs, which should happen. And then set your angle and long jump. And do some very fast button mashing. This is the part that could take a minute, it could take 5, you never know. So this might work. Sometimes it's hard to tell how much speed you actually have. No, that was no good. Okay. Incidentally, we do have someone in chat who's quite good at this trick. Basically, I'm trying to build enough speed on the staircase to break through the door. Because you can only build up so much once you hit the wall. I think that might be good. No, okay. Yeah, it's a very precise trick. And for that reason, if you do have to cut me off, just let me know. I won't be offended.
No, you're fine. You're good to go. Susie is setting up Halo in the background, so you are good to keep watching. Good to hang out.
Nice. We have a nice just chatting whilst we do a trick that worked really well earlier. Alright, that'll work. We're in. As long as I stay away from the center. Alright, so that skips the 30-star requirement. Now we're going to collect our 8th official star, which is the Dire Duck Substar. And this will unlock Bowser in the Fire Sea. Yep, first try SBLJ. You heard it here first. I've gotten DDD skip exactly once, and I kind of got it on accident. So I do have a 0-star run in there, but we're not going for that today. We're going to enter Fire Sea, and this is a cycle-based stage from the moment you enter. We're going to miss the cycle. So I missed a press there, so things got a little weird. So we're just going to do this. And now that I have time, I'm going to attempt to do this warp. So that's the warp that really good players do, but they do it much faster. Okay, this is a little awkward. So basically, we're going to be waiting for the cycle to come back to where it would be about 15 seconds ago. Let's just go up here. And we're just going to take it easy for the rest of this stage. Normally, it would be a lot cooler of a stage, but once you lose the cycle, it gets a lot less neat. Oh yeah, getting a good fire C after DVD skip is absolutely brutal, because if you die in fire C after getting the hardest trick in the game, probably, it brings you back out, so you would have to get DVD skip again if you wanted to go back in.
Here we go!
So with the key from Bowser in the Fire Sea, we are now going to go upstairs for every 16-star runner's favorite trick, which is the BLJ's through the 50-star door. To get there just a little bit quicker, we're going to jump through the seam in this floor. Very nice. So that can sometimes take a while because it's more of a timing-based trick for the first time you press A. But a lot of people will just mash through it, and it's pretty consistent to do that, but it usually takes a little bit to actually get started. So now we're going to go through the final Bowser stage. Hopefully we'll be doing this on cycle. So once you enter the stage, everything is moving. Oh, missed a speed hit. So now we're going to try to make this wall kick. Nice. Okay, so it's moving left side. And into Bowser 3 we go.
Let's go. We're on our way.
Spin and spin and spin and destroy controllers. Nice. Got a nice 3-throw Bowser. No misses is always good. And as soon as I collect this star, that is the first official 8-star run.
With plenty of time saves.
LLL again. Again.
Yeah. Alright, everybody. Thank you for joining us here, and thank you for enjoying Lethal Lava Land again. Anything else you would like to say?
It was
Amahumahaba?
always fun. Love doing runs during SDAT and love watching it, so thanks for hosting it. It was cool to do a new run that I just recently learned, so Tooie was really fun, and doing some goofy Mario stuff is always fun. We'll see how far we can stray away from official categories every year.
Alrighty then. That sounds absolutely perfect and absolutely excellent. So everybody, we are going to go back to our intermission screen here to finish getting ready for Halo, and then we will be